Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be checking out the tandem axle brake line kit, which is going to be made by DeeMaxx. Now, for those of you that are doing a brake upgrade or even maintenance for that matter, like today, for example, we converted our camper here to hydraulic disc brakes that used to have electric drum brakes on it, and we used this DeeMaxx kit. This is going to come with all the lines and fittings and clamps and stuff that you're going to need to run, a line from your actuator back here to your axles and to your brakes. One of the things I like about this kit is how universal or compatible it is with a lot of different brake systems, right? So you can use this for disc brakes, drum brakes, if you have surge brakes, or electric over hydraulic like we have here today. This will work and get the job done and allow that fluid to pass through and come to your brake assembly and slow everything down. You're going to get several different lengths of hoses that are already pre-made for you and should work for just about any tandem axle trailer. Today we have a Grand Design Solitude fifth wheel camper. And it's a big camper, and we had no issues with length or anything like that. We could still route stuff how we wanted to, didn't have to stretch it out or anything like that. And yeah, everything's here that you need really. So even the, the blocks here that allows you to tie all the lines in and separate everything, you get a couple of those, a bunch of clamps and self-tapping screws, some zip ties, and the thing that really separates DeeMaxx from a lot of the other manufacturers out there is this stuff is super high quality. All right, and you could tell like today, I've done this quite a bit, right? I've seen a ton of kits. It's my first time actually getting my hands on these and installing one, but I was blown away how nice this stuff really is. I mean, even the clamps, the screws being stainless, the clamps being stainless, the zip ties even are super high quality compared to a lot of the other ones. And that's where the difference is going to lie. Okay, so for example, DeeMaxx, they make a lot of parts for our U.S. military. All right, so they need stuff that's reliable. They need stuff that's going to work. So that tells you something there. But when we spoke to DeeMaxx, it was about a year ago, they come out and talked to us, and really good people. They really got started, it sounded like, with big boat trailers, really high dollar offshore racing type boat trailers, right? And there really just wasn't anything out there that was just super high quality. If you got a $2 million boat, you don't want junk parts on your trailer, right? Simple as that. Or else you want to have a boat like that. And so that's where they started kind of building this stuff and really thinking everything through, making it super high quality. So for example, if we look at these hoses, they feel good in your hand. You can bend these things. Some of the other cheap ones, you bend like that and they kink, right? Like you really have to get after it to try to bend this. And even the small things, just how these are clamped onto the end of the line. And I like how that there's an area here as well, because a lot of times, you try to get, when you're setting these up, you got a line wrench like this, it's easy to get on there, So for example, I have another kind of cheaper hose here to compare it, and you can kind of just tell, it just, you see what I'm saying? When I go to bend it there, it wants to kink. The end has no area for you to even get a wrench in, so you're trying to hold this and make do, and it's just, it's just not well thought out. And that's not the case at all with these DeeMaxx hoses and all of their parts for that matter. All of the ends are going to have a female inverted flare, which is pretty standard across the board. I mean, if whatever you're plugging this into, whether it be a caliper or an actuator or something like that, chances are really good it's going to be set up for this. The lining is neoprene, so it hold up. It won't really chafe or anything along those lines. And the inner diameter of the hose is going to be 1/8 of an inch, so it has the ability to move quite a bit of fluid, quite a bit of volume through these hoses. And the way that these are designed too, they're not going to swell up nearly as much as some of the other hoses. You know, I don't care. Ultimately, it's a softer hose, right? It's not a metal one. So you're going to get some swelling. But the way that these are designed in the internals of them and everything, you know, they kept that in mind. And so you're not going to see that nearly as much. Heat doesn't affect them as much and things like that. As far as the fitting size of this, it's going to be 3/16, and the thread size is going to be 3/8 by 24. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you know, it's a brake hose kit, right? But where the big difference is going to be, you know, I'll stress it again, is the quality of these pieces, from the lines to the zip ties to the fasteners and clamps. You know, they didn't forget about anything, and you know, it's worth it, in my opinion. If you're looking for the best parts for your trailer, the most reliable, easiest to work with, that's a big one too, because you get some cheap lines, right? They strip out easy. They're just kind of junk. You know, you definitely won't be disappointed with the DeeMaxx ones. Everything goes together really good and works like you'd expect it to. But with that said, I think that'll about do it for our look at of the DeeMaxx Tandem Axle Brake Hose Kit.